More on the political impact of the shooting is NBC BLK contributor Jason Johnson. He joins us here. He's also the politics editor for The Source magazine. Jason, thank you very much for joining us. So, you know, that last segment, you kind of sum it up pretty well. You hear what the Democrats are saying about gun reform legislation. Right. You hear the Republican position. I'd probably say there's not a lot of surprise in either one of these positions. So how do you ever move forward? How do you advance the debate forward when clearly just from the comment, there's no compromise on either side?
Well, the only way you can really move it forward is if somebody was honest enough, and you have some lower tier candidates who suggest these sorts of things. If you have somebody who's honest enough to mention the fact that these two issues overlap, that the idea that you can conduct mass acts of terrorism by using easy access to guns is a problem. We saw that with Dylan Roof this summer with domestic terrorists who were able to get access to serious weapons. So there is a conversation to be had. I just don't think anyone's interested in having that conversation right now. One
person who, by his own admission, is benefiting from these tragedies is Donald Trump, and he said so much in a soundbite. I want to play the soundbite so there's no confusion about exactly what he said. Here's what he had to say about this.
It seems that every time there's a tragedy, my poll numbers do go up because they want strength. We have weak people, we have ineffective people, we have incompetent people. And sadly, every single time there's a tragedy, my poll numbers go up because they feel that I am going to take care of them and they feel they want strength.
The polls seem to suggest that. There's a new CNN poll out there that shows that he's clear front runner, and in the wake of tragedies like this, what's your take of that? What do you make of all of this?
This is actually the most disturbing thing that I've seen throughout this campaign season. That's above and beyond anybody's comments one way or another. That Trump continually has leapt up in the polls after Paris, after this, because what he's doing is he's speaking to fears, and that's legitimate. I think in some respects he does a better job of that than President Obama. Trump is out there saying, I know what it's like to be afraid like you. And that's what people need to hear. They don't need a distant president saying, calm down, we got this handled. The problem is his solutions are ridiculous. And his solutions are dangerous.
Is he even making clear solutions? Have you heard clear solutions?
No, his solutions are keep people from coming into this country. Well, what do you do about someone like Mr. Falik who was born here? So clearly that's not going to fix things. His solutions are, well, we can't let anybody come from these different kinds of countries. Well, okay, what about scientists and students and everyone else who's coming in? So he doesn't have any practical solutions or constitutional solutions, but he speaks to fear, and that's what people are comfortable with right now.
And very quickly, Ted Cruz is also having a bit of a surge in the polls. Ben Carson dropping a little bit, Donald Trump. So you heard the two sound bites there from those two candidates. How do you think it plays out between the two of them in Iowa over the next couple of weeks?
I put my money on Ted Cruz a couple months ago. I think this race is going to boil down between Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. I think Trump is eventually going to fall back because people do want solutions, even if they're solutions that don't make sense. Cruz is better at clear, concise ideas than Donald Trump is.
All right, I'm going to play a soundbite from Hillary Clinton. I'm going to get your reaction on that. Here's what she had to say in Iowa yesterday about gun control.
Last night, the Senate voted down a law to block suspected terrorists from buying guns. The bill was to prevent anybody on the no-fly list from buying a gun. I got to tell you, if you're too dangerous to fly in America, you are too dangerous to buy a gun in America, in my opinion.
So, you know, again, obviously talking about gun control, terrorism, security, it seems now to become center stage in this campaign.
And this completely, if you notice what's been happening in the polls, the people who are not able to talk about foreign policy are the people who are suffering. So Ben Carson's falling back, Bernie Sanders is falling back, and Hillary Clinton's making a good point. That's a good rhetorical point. If you can't fly, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. I think that's something she's really going to be able to work with going forward. There is no race on her side. She's really got this issue locked up.
All right, Hiram College's Jason Johnson, thank you very much for joining us with that analysis.
Thank you.